Hey everyone, thanks for checking out part 3 of the NerdSpice Podcast San Diego Comic-Con breakdown. Like I said in the other episodes, if you wanted to check us out, you could just find us at NerdSpice Pod on Twitter. Hope to see you soon. The next story that we have is a movie that DC is currently developing called Birds of Prey.
Okay.
This is coming from The Wrap, and it's an exclusive from Alberto Gonzalez, El Mayimbe, on Twitter. He's known for merely giving DC fans like heart attacks. He'll be like
good heart attacks or bad heart attacks?
Good heart attacks.
Okay.
He'll be like upcoming DC exclusive, and he'll post like the siren emoji, and everybody's like, "What are you talking about?" And then he'll post the news. And so
I see.
It's like, yeah, he gets people excited before he posts the article so we know what's going on. So apparently, Margot Robbie, who played Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad, has been developing a standalone DC girl gang movie for a while now.
Woohoo.
I am ready for this.
It's been...
Black Widow who? Sorry.
It's been... Are you talking about that song from Iggy Azalea? And Rita Ora?
No.
I think he's talking about the spider. Duh.
Black Widow who?
Let me stop. But it's coming, so it's a girl gang. It's a girl gang movie. So in the comics, the Birds of Prey comprised of Black Canary, Huntress, and Barbara Gordon as Oracle.
Are they bringing back the chick who did Huntress?
Who?
What's that girl?
Who
Wasn't
did
Huntress
Huntress?
played?
By who?
Suicide Squad.
You're talking about Enchantress.
Oh my god.
Enchantress, Huntress.
I see TRESS. They're all the same. Like,
So the Birds of Prey was comprised of Black Canary, Huntress, and Oracle. But apparently in this movie, we're going to be getting Black Canary, Huntress, Cassandra Cain, and Renee Montoya.
Ooh.
I don't know who
Renee Montoya works at Gotham PD. She's, I want to say,
police officer. She
works for them. She's also been the Question for a certain period, and she's dated Batwoman before.
Ooh.
So
I'm with it. I know everybody but
doing
her,
this,
I'm
we could get an introduction to Batwoman at some point.
Gay shit. I'm with it.
So this is pretty much the rundown. Of course, we have Black Canary, who everybody's probably familiar with.
Don't edit that.
We have Helena Bertinelli, who's Huntress. She's a vigilante operating out of Gotham City. Yeah. And like I said, this is coming from The Wrap. So this is pretty much the general breakdown. We have Cassandra Cain, who is one of the world's greatest martial artists, and also a vigilante. And so I don't know at what capacity they're going to be using her in the movie. I'm excited to see what they come up with. They said, in terms of Renee Montoya, she's a detective working for the Gotham City Police Department. She's openly lesbian, and during the New 52 comics, she takes on a costumed identity, becoming the Question. Ooh. So it's going to be pretty cool.
I was in the New 52. I was in the ass of New 52 like it was nothing, and I know nothing of her.
I hope she is openly lesbian in the movies, and it's not just something that you just should know if you've been reading up on it in the background. Like,
well, even in the gay culture, in terms of movies, lesbians are widely more accepted than males. So I think...
I mean, they're killed off pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
safe for a look at shit like Orange is the New Black. Can we do a male version of that?
Probably not. It's too
exactly. So, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not bashing in any sense.
No.
I'm saying
I
that's
think
what the culture is right now. It's easier to do. Than...
Hollywood has gotten to the point where, oh yeah, we care about diversity. You know, we have characters who are diverse, but you wouldn't know about it unless you read these articles in the background. You wouldn't know Dumbledore was gay unless J.K. Rowling said it in one of her tweets.
10 years later, after
you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know Valkyrie in Thor Ragnarok was bisexual unless Tessa Thompson said, "Yeah, I thought she was bisexual or whatever," because Tessa Thompson herself is like gender or like sexually liberated. Like she's fluid. She's fluid. Yeah, she didn't put a label on her sexual orientation. You wouldn't know that the Yellow Ranger in Power Rangers was a lesbian unless you read up on it, because in the movie they were like, boyfriend troubles? She was like, no. girlfriend troubles, and she just looked at the camera, and you're supposed to get from that she's a whole lesbian.
Did she look at the camera like on the office?
Like, what is this? You know, and yeah, so when you have and they had lesbian character in Black Panther that they in the comics, but they didn't put in the movies, and I understand it's like Black Panther was going to be a huge movie. You can't expect it to also break ground not just on the amount of black people in a movie, but also the amount of sexual minorities in a movie, because that's just too much for one movie.
Give them a taste of the game
Hollywood,
face.
they would not be able to handle that. But with this, I feel like since it's being run primarily by Margot Robbie, it seems, and
yeah,
like she's been pushing for this, and I feel like they're going to be pretty true to character. Hopefully they're going to be one of the first people to show an openly lesbian superhero that like actually acts, you know, like actually shows that she's a lesbian and says, yes, I'm a lesbian, I have a girlfriend,
I'll make a
I
superhero
have
called Butch Queen the 17th.
yeah. And not just try to play it coy like, oh, you know, I just go with whatever, LOL. Or, you know, do you have a boyfriend? It's complicated, and we're supposed to pick up on that. Oh my gosh, this woman is a whole lesbian. On TV, it's like a little bit different. Like in TV shows, they have a little bit more lesbian representation, but they end up dying. Like a lot of them have ended up dying, and it's a trope that's become pretty common, to just kill lesbians. And then this like became more popularized after the 100, where this it was like the two main characters, they were in a relationship, you know, a gay relationship, two women.
Yeah.
And then she got shot for no reason, and she got killed off. And that's when everybody started throwing fits about how often lesbians... Because, you know, when you're putting your hopes into a relationship that will bloom and blossom into something happy, like, imagine if you had Jim and Pam from The Office. You've been waiting for them to get together. They finally get together, and then Jim gets shot and dies. But like
that literally happened on Downton Abbey.
Literally, yeah.
Like,
but like we have other straight couples to like root for.
Yeah.
You know? We don't have other lesbian couples to root for. We don't have gay couples.
I think
to
we're
root
still
for.
in the generational sweet spot for these guys who are executives right now, and the way they run things. They're still running it as if they were our age back when they started out too.
Yeah.
Where they're just being pushed out. We're almost there.
When
we hit 30, they'll probably be either passed away or moved on and let us take the mantle. But that's a conspiracy theory, to be honest. I just think that it's just sad that we haven't progressed humanitarianly yet. But we'll get there.
I think they should just
we're getting
go
there slowly.
all out, give her a girlfriend or something. Tell us in the movie specifically.
Open up with a sex scene.
This is who I am. I'm the character who is a lesbian. You know, that's what I was hoping for in Fantastic Beasts 2. That Dumbledore will say something about his relationship with Grindelwald. That will hint
With
to
me,
their
you
gay-
mean?
that will hint to their gay relationship if J.K. Rowling really wants to say that he's gay.
well,
prove
they're
it,
doing
but-
5 movies. So.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus,
I'm
that
already
made me tired. This has been NerdSpice.
Are y'all already tired? I'm not tired.
I was
That is
tired
5
when you
movies?
said that. I was fine
5
until you said that.
movies?
5?
Okay.
Why is everybody upset about the 5 movies?
Because it's a lot. J.K. Rowling do something else.
Let's get back on track to Birds of Prey.
So,
yes, make
Birds
her
of Prey-
lesbian. Put her in there as a lesbian. Cast a lesbian.
I wanted the opening with a sex scene of her in the bed smoking a cigarette, and her girl rolls over and put lays on her chest.
Like on Sense8. That was wild. Sense8 is a wild show.
Sense8 is
Shameless
the show.
plug. Like,
I can't wait to get together and watch that.
I know it's gonna be a while. Yeah, Birds of Prey. I'm excited. I want to see more female characters get their shine.
Yes.
Like when Wonder Woman came out, I loved it because I was just like, man, you know, we actually have, you
So
know,
much.
characters who are able to offer a new perspective on, you know, how they live, how they see the world, how they fight for the world. And with Birds of Prey, not only are we able to get one character's perspective, we're getting a whole group of characters' perspectives.
Right.
We're going to be able to see how Cassandra sees the world, how Dinah sees the world, how
This is
Helena
a show,
sees the
correct?
world.
Not a movie.
It's a movie.
Okay. I wish it was a show. But movie was great. Movie's great.
Where would you even
Yeah.
put it if it was a show?
DC
On the
universe.
DC universe. Give me something else to watch.
Speaking of shows, Batwoman is apparently getting a TV show.
I'm for that.
Yeah.
Let's go.
DC Universe? Or?
No, CW. Yo, no, I can't.
Not
That's
to be
a whole
shady,
other
but
story.
Well, to be honest, we don't know how this DC Universe thing will turn out. If
Yeah.
DC Universe had
DC
consistent
Universe-
shows, okay, I could see that. But
Yeah,
we really don't know.
We really don't.
We don't know
Snatch
yet.
that Batgirl's your whole ass character.
Not Batgirl.
I mean, Batwoman.
I mean, if I had my way, she would just get a movie. I think her show would be fine. I'd have to see it. Greg Berlanti is gay, and so he's done a lot for those characters in terms of LGBT representation.
Woo!
Let's get it.
Especially on like Legends of Tomorrow, Black Lightning. There's one of the daughters is a lesbian on that show. Open lesbian.
Okay.
So it's like, you know, you have stuff like that. So at least there's that. It's just I don't know if I want to sit for like another 23 hours watching the show. I don't know. But in terms of Birds of Prey, it's going to be directed by Kathy Ann, who is a Asian director. So that's pretty good.
What has she done?
It says that she has directed a movie called Dead Pigs, which took home the World Cinematic Dramatic Award for Ensemble Acting at Sundance.
Okay.
So it's a Sundance award-winning movie. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen it.
It's one of those indie films.
It's like an indie, yeah.
Like that dog shit.
What dog shit?
Remember the show, the animated thing about the dogs? They were like moving like puppets.
That was a Wes
So-
Anderson film.
Ooh.
So she's
Is it like that?
Isle of Dogs.
Isle of Dogs. I have to see that still. But she's the third female director that DC has gotten now.
That's so sad.
Yeah, that's like
3.
Oh, wow.
But when you look at it, they have Zack Snyder. He did his. David
Yeah.
Ayer, James Wan, and the two directors from Game Night. They're doing The Flash. I mean, 5 guys, 3 women. Like it could be better, but it'd be one thing if they had like 17 male directors.
Wait, who's the other? It's Patty Jenkins.
Ava DuVernay. She's doing
Right.
New Gods.
New Gods. Right.
Yeah, and
Okay.
so
Yeah. Okay.
more power to female directors.
Get
Yeah.
it, guys. Get it. I love this industry sometimes. Get it. I just hate that they feel like they have to do this. Anyway, that's another discussion. What's next?
So that's Birds of Prey. So they're saying they're projecting a start film date for mid-January of next year.
So it won't probably
So
Damn.
till
maybe like a
2020.
2020 release.
Okay.
Which
Oh, I thought they said they was coming out with it. I was like,
Oh,
did
no,
y'all
no.
even start?
also apparently I think it was like a rumor or something.
Yeah.
So the Penguin was originally supposed to be the villain, but apparently now they're going to get a villain. I want to say from Batman's mythos that hasn't been seen on screen before. So it's going to be like a new villain. Some people are thinking like Black Mask,
They're really making
which would be kind of cool, but I don't know yet.
They're really making me go back and get an encyclopedia and look at all these characters because now I really want to be caught up now. Because at first it was just like, oh, they're just going to stick with the blockbusters, but now they're going deep in, which I love, by the way.
Yeah.
But
I would prefer for DC to do that anyway. Like
Yeah.
I know Marvel's is, let's show you these characters and then connect it over time. I would rather DC say, here's a world. Let's just give you some movies with characters from different parts of that world. And if we want to do a team up at some point, we'll do that.
Green Lantern is great, but have you heard of?
Right. It's like nobody expected us to be at least hear about New Gods being in development.
Exactly.
Yeah. That
You know,
was,
and
That was
it's
a big surprise.
It's a movie that's not necessarily connected to the overall scope of what they're doing, but it's still in the DC universe and it's just focusing on more characters. I actually like that form because at least with that, when I own these movies, I don't have to say, oh, you have to watch this movie to watch that one.
Yeah.
I can say, oh, you want to watch Birds of Prey? Let's get that one.
Right.
Or do you want to watch Wonder Woman? Let's get that. Do you want to watch...
They're keeping
Wildcat
them within
and
the same
JSA?
universe, but it's separate enough where you don't have to feel like you have to watch everything else.
yeah.
Exactly.
Like Marvel.
Yeah.
I understand when Zack Snyder was doing his movies, he did Man of Steel, he did Batman v Superman. Everybody thought it was originally supposed to be like a trilogy, and they were Justice League. Apparently, it was supposed to be 5 parts. That's changed now, but for his stuff, I appreciate what he did first, like with his movies. But now we're able to see other directors come in, and they're able to explore different characters. So maybe, you want to explore more characters. You don't have to go back and watch those first few movies to get it. You can do that one movie you want to see and be done with it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. But now that Birds of Prey is over, another movie that's coming out that I kind of wasn't behind at first until later is Joker. This one's not connected to the DC movies that we've seen so far. This one's more of like, it's more of like a standalone that's like on its own. It's a smaller movie. I still believe it's being executive produced or produced by Scorsese.
Okay.
It's being directed by Todd Phillips, who I want to say he wrote or directed The Hangover. And it's starring Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
As the titular character.
So, what are they doing with this movie?
This movie is pretty much somewhat of an origin story for the Joker. What I feel they're doing is, instead of being a complete origin, I feel like it's going to be a little bit of an origin, but it's more going to be like a character piece. And that's what Joaquin was talking about. Because apparently, years ago, he was talking about doing like a standalone superhero movie where you take a character from either DC or Marvel or whatever, and you just take that character, you put him in a movie, and you just explore that character for that movie. You know, don't worry about trying to make a sequel. Don't worry about trying to build a franchise. Just do one movie and focus on that character.
Yeah.
And he was talking about it. But around the time that he was talking about it, they were asking him if he wanted to approach Warner Brothers about it. But he said no, because we just had like The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger. Nobody would want to see something like the Joker.
Right.
But now, you know, things are working out where he's going to be playing the Joker. So they're going to start production sometime in September of this year. And they're aiming... No, just one. They're aiming for...
I like that.
In October 4th, 2019 release date.
Jesus.
So this sounds like it's
Don't
not
talk
going
to
to
me
be
about it till March, please.
It's not going to be like a big action superhero movie that we're used to. It might be like a Birdman type feel movie, like a.
That's what I'm
It's
thinking.
going to be psychological for the most part, because that is the essence of the Joker. It's going to be psychological. So I think they're going to focus more on him. Well, obviously. But like,
nah,
really,
Batman's
like, it's not going to be like, oh my god, are there guns in this one? You know, what people normally think of. But he's still... I'm just worried that he's still going to be utterly compared to Heath Ledger's
and the
amazing
initial
performance.
I can see the initial reception being kind of negative because it's not going to be what people expect. People
and
are
what
going
they
to be
expect
expecting...
is Heath Ledger. I don't know. Some people expect Jared Leto.
To be fair,
That face.
to be fair, it's going to be hard because when Heath Ledger was cast, nobody really
Believed in him
as the Joker. So he has an amazing portrayal, and everybody liked it. I feel like we've had enough time where now Joaquin Phoenix is able to come in and just do something different.
You would think.
But see, the type of actor that he is...
if you're talking about as far as him coming to do it, yeah. But as far as what people think and what they're going to compare him to...
I like being optimistic. But for me, I feel like his movie is going to be different to this in the sense that they're going to compare him, but it's going to be difficult trying to compare it because this movie is going to be so different from what we've seen. You've gotten Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight was its own thing. You've gotten Jared Leto in Suicide Squad. You didn't really get too much of him in that, and I think that hurt his portrayal and how people perceived his character portrayal.
Okay.
But at least with Joaquin Phoenix, because this movie is sounding more like a character piece, I think his portrayal of the Joker is going to be more... I want to say somber. I think his is going to be more poignant. Or like emotional. Like I feel like we're gonna get a side of the Joker that's very in your face, but not like loud in your face. It's gonna be more like this is a character, this is a person that's going through what he's going through, and this is how he copes.
There's so many versions of the Joker. You can go
there
so
is
many
a lot
directions.
Of versions.
So I think it was gonna be interesting to see what they do because I'm not gonna say I want to know which one they're gonna pick, but. Joker origin story, like you're just wondering, they could do a lot with this. Joker has so many avenues to go down. I don't even know what I would want to see, like which one I'd be rooting for. I was thinking more of a grungy type Joker, but I don't know.
People are probably gonna say, like from what I hear right now, people are probably gonna say it's boring upon the first viewing because it's not what they're gonna expect. They're going to expect, like, Joker laughing in your face, getting a gun, and shooting a baby or something.
And Batman
and being
appearance.
like, I'm crazy, you know.
Is there going to be a Batman appearance? It's just...
I doubt it.
Hope
because
not.
with this movie, they're kind of breaking it off into another franchise. So you have the DC movies that we're getting now with Superman, Batman, Aquaman, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then if this Joker movie turns out to be good, this could probably spearhead a separate franchise for like Elseworld stories.
Yeah, but the
That
thing
would
about
be
Joker
good.
with me now, I don't know the whole essence of Joker and what he's capable of, but
I've always known him to be a dynamic duo with Batman. Like, his chemistry is built off being Batman's rival. I don't want any of his quality as a character to get lost. The fact that Batman might not be in this film, because it just feels like it's heading down that direction. You're going to get a sad story about a guy who puts on clown makeup, who had a tragic past, and does a lot of psychopathic shit. Who's stopping him? Are there going to be any heroes featuring? Because he's fucking mayhem. People come to stop him, and it's just like, how do you do a villain standalone movie?
Yeah.
It's hard.
Without introducing the hero in there.
Which, the hero is what everybody knows. The hero is who everyone knows. Everyone knows Batman. Everyone knows one of the Batman's villains is Joker. You're going to do a Joker film without Batman? It's kind of weird, because people like Batman a little more.
In terms of the comics,
even in the comics, what I read, he's like had run-ins with heroes, and they kind of coincide with each other. Like, I guess you can do a hero standalone film, but they end up fighting a villain anyway. This is like a 2-part thing. I don't know how you can do Joker by himself.
Which is why it's going to be interesting. And
in the comics, but that's going to be the interesting thing about
Yeah.
the movie. And plus, in the comics recently with Rebirth and everything, Tom King, who's the current writer of Batman, he's a great writer. You should check out his works. He's done the Joker in a way that's very different from what we're used to. Like New 52 Joker, that's very much like
That's a classic.
that's a classic crazy Joker.
Yeah.
Scott
Right.
Snyder
It's a
took that
classic.
Joker and made him a classic one.
Yeah.
With this Joker in Rebirth with Tom King, this is a Joker he's still insane, but he's more, to me at least, he's more reserved in the way he does things. Like in one of the recent issues, I believe it was DC Nation, which was DC's way of like promoting new stories that were coming out. For Batman's wedding with Catwoman, there was an issue where the Joker just randomly showed up at this guy's house, and he sat with this guy all day waiting on the mail to be delivered. Because he said, I'm waiting on my invitation to Batman's wedding, and I don't know if it's going to be at this house, but I just have a feeling that it'll be here. And if I don't get the letter, then you're going to die, and anybody else in your family is also going to die. The guy obviously he's like scared, and he's like, my daughter's like at school, she doesn't need to come home and see that. And the Joker's like waiting on that letter to come. And he's just sitting there and he's just talking to the guy. He's not like really crazy, he's just like toying with the guy almost. And so by the end of the issue, there is mail that comes through, and the Joker just kills the guy anyway. And he looks at the letter as the invitation to the wedding, but the letter is actually a note from the school saying that the daughter's been missing for a few days. So he already killed the daughter.
My heart just dropped.
He was just
Dang.
he was toying with the guy because he wanted to be invited to Batman's wedding. And to me, because he's like a more reserved Joker, that's the type of Joker I could see them going for with that movie.
Yeah.
That's the type of Joker I actually like. I don't like the really crazy, insane Joker because I feel like
That's the one
after
with
a
all the
while,
good philosophy theories, though. The one who be going on rants.
but it gets played out, especially in like movies and stuff. I feel like
Well,
it
I guess
can
because
because
I
it's
like
like,
that. I guess because I like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's
and I mean
more-
I like it, but I like being able to explore villains behind like the
Oh,
crazy.
most definitely. I mean,
And that's
you
what I
get-
think they could do. With
I mean,
Joaquin
even
Phoenix's
so,
movie.
with Crazy Joker, yeah, okay. I'm not even gonna.
What
I'm not
about
gonna go
you?
into this.
Any ideas or any thoughts?
I feel like this might be a bit of a slow burn movie, and it might not be accepted initially. Like, a lot of people might not really be about it. They might reject it just because it's like DC, because we know a lot of people do that. But yeah, I would watch it. I want to see a more emotional, grounded take on the Joker. Not to say, I hope what they don't do is they don't try to humanize the Joker. He's still a villain, all in all. He's still like this nasty serial killer person. Just like, I hope they don't try to do what they did with Thanos, which was try to make us feel sorry for him, try to make us feel emotional for him. And
That
it's like,
Thanos was actually pretty accurate.
but I was
to the
like,
comics. I know, but
Am
they
I-
took out a bit.
yeah, like they took out.
I'm not even-
We're not discussing that
please.
right now. Long story short, I think the Joker's gonna be a pretty good film. I think if they do it right, and I hope the studio doesn't interfere too much to try to gear it toward a more audience-friendly, I would say, approach.
Fuck the audience.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, I hope they don't try to appeal to people who would watch, superhero movies in general and not really appreciate maybe the nuances that this team is going for, which they're going for a little bit more of a subtle approach than explosions and fights and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We still don't really have much details about it, so we can't really...
There's not really too much to go off of. I know right now Zazie Beetz, who is on Atlanta, but she was also recently in Deadpool 2, is Domino. She's currently being eyed to star in the Joker movie.
But we don't know as what? Or...
From the source, which is Hollywood Reporter again, apparently she's going to be playing a single mother who catches the interest of the man who will become the Clown Prince of Crime.
Okay.
So, with that makes me think we're probably going to get...
We're not even going to probably have Joker in the film.
We'll probably get Joker,
get him
but
at
it'll
the
be
end.
towards the end,
Yeah.
like third act type stuff.
Yeah, like it's
I'm with that. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
That's probably what we'll get, which probably would make more sense as far as like Joaquin goes. I'm not saying he wouldn't want to be in makeup, but
Yeah.
we'll probably get more of like an origin type thing.
It might be like the flashback scenes of
If it's-
Joker the Killing Joke.
if it's
before
good-
Batman shows up.
If it's good, I would really hate to see it die off with just one film.
With just one film.
Because if it's a build-up to this maniacal killer Joker guy, I would actually want to see more of him.
Well,
No, I
there's-
think I would want it to end at one film because
Yeah.
then,
Maybe
like,
two.
My idea
Because
is if they're doing...
I like the Joker. If you're going to do 70% film human becoming Joker and then do the last part of the film Joker,
But then your part 2 is going to have to involve Batman at some point.
yeah,
And we
then
already
at
have
that
a
point,
Batman.
We're just gonna go back in circles about.
Joker and Batman.
so we just have to fill in the blanks with our own imagination.
Yeah, I think that's.
You can just take that Joker movie to be okay. This is another universe with this Joker. We're seeing how he becomes who he becomes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just that. And the reason why I like this idea is because if it works, we could see
Other characters.
we
may
could see
not have
other
thought of.
characters
Shit.
come in to do.
Give me a Dark Side origin film, please.
But see, with New Gods,
Yeah.
Ava, if you're listening,
If you're listening,
I have faith in you, Ava.
do your thing, girl. You
But,
know what we want.
But yeah, we could see Darkseid and New Gods. I just like the idea of seeing like my idea is we get standard Superman movies in a DC universe, but what if we wanted a standalone Elseworlds Superman Red Sun movie?
They
You
can do
know,
it.
a one-off Superman live-action Red Sun movie. Get
But
one actor.
They're not
Yeah.
fun enough for that. Nobody's fun enough for that.
Yeah.
They
How does
won't
it
be
fit
fun.
to
They
our
won't be
universe?
fun enough unless
This succeeds.
unless this succeeds.
Which is
Like,
why we need to hope for the best. And that
What
this
if-
is
what if
Would
people-
we cast it as
what if
Henry
people-
Cavill, or would it be somebody nuts?
It would be somebody else.
else.
It would be somebody else who will want to play Superman for just one movie, and they can do Superman Red Sun. Henry Cavill can stay as Superman for the standard universe.
They
We
already
can
have
get-
another Superman in the
You
Supergirl.
Gotham by Gaslight. We could get a steampunk Batman movie and have it be a one-off thing. I like that, and I feel like if this Joker movie works, this could be an avenue that DC can open up, where it's like you don't need to do just one type.
Big
franchise.
intricate one bomb
You can
story.
do
like,
one-offs.
yeah, you can. You
And then
definitely
this-
can.
this
you do
one-
it with your animated shows. Also.
Or this could be a villain franchise.
Yeah.
What about you do after the Joker? You
Lex
can do
Luthor,
you can do Lex Luthor. You can do Sinestro. A one-off.
I mean,
a
nobody really
one-off.
likes Lex Luthor.
You can do a one-off sci-fi movie with Sinestro, and just be done. But have it be different.
You definitely could take Sinestro by himself. He is definitely enough content.
You can do that.
I had to think
you
about
can,
it.
You can
I
do.
got some up there.
There are other characters you can definitely do. You can do a Themyscira movie before Wonder Woman, and have it be a one-off like 300 or something. I mean, that's just what I'm throwing out.
Just some ideas.
So let's-
The
So
creator, the creator in me sees the potential of this.
Yeah.
If Joker works,
They have a lot of content, and it's
they
already
do
done.
have a lot of
It's
content.
literally already done.
Let's hope it doesn't end like Han Solo ended
Who?
the Star Wars spin-off franchise.
Who is that? the box office travesty.
Good lord.
So
Let's hope that doesn't happen with this because we like exploring these
So
stories.
I'm excited for the Joker movie. Like I said, I wasn't excited at first because it's like we don't need 2 Joker movies. But if this movie can work and it can spearhead a franchise that gives us a different perspective from superhero movies, then hey, I'm all about that.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion on that. So that's the Joker movie. So now we're getting into the last leg of the podcast. The next thing we have is the Shazam trailer. Have you guys seen this?
Nope.
Then
Just
let's watch
fucking
real
play
quick.
it.
We will be right back. All right, so we just got back from that Shazam trailer.
Bitch. No, I liked it because they didn't try to do something different. They just kept it textbook. It's Billy Batson, goofy kid, little witty banter from his sidekick, foster home guy, and you got the Shazam, you got the guy, you know who he is, giving him the powers. What's his name again? It escapes me.
Shazam.
Well,
That's the name of the wizard.
I thought he had a name.
He did.
I'm
His
not
name is
just Shazam.
Not just
What?
Shazam.
Was something else. I'm so bad with this stuff. Sorry, I'm a little rusty. But nah, when he went to Shazam to get the powers and everything, and then he got the powers, and he still kept his kid essence throughout it. This movie is gonna be straight to the point. It's gonna be fun. I think it's just gonna be fun. You're not gonna expect too much from it. If Shazam's your favorite hero, I think you won't deny it. Literally, just the first thing I noticed is the bright ass lightning bolt. That shit is bright. in correlation and contrast and brightness to his other shit. I don't know if it's my monitor, might be, but from what I saw, that shit was bright as hell. And if it wasn't a bright scene, then yeah, that's all. But
If it was
that's
more,
not a takeoff.
If it was more
I thought-
white yellow instead of yellow.
Yeah,
what you
exactly.
mean, yeah.
It needs to be more. It's just yeah.
But it's kind of matching the tone and energy.
I
that
get it.
they're
Like
going
that
for.
suit.
Like they're
Is
going
that from New 52?
This is New 52.
Yeah, I would rather that bluer with a yellow, border on it.
Okay.
It's just Goldilocks up in there.
I won't go too deep into it yet because I
But-
want to hear everybody's opinions. But I do think
But I actually like this. I like how it's
Yeah,
set up.
I like the yellow.
I'm excited for this movie.
I think if it was more like a lighter yellow, like white yellow almost.
The bronze should be more. Well, it's not. It shouldn't be bronze.
I think it's fine. I think,
Yeah.
but if the color was a little different, it probably would have worked better for you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm.
But
putting
I
it.
mean, I'm just a perfectionist, so it's fine. It's something I could definitely not bitch about, but it's
Yeah.
just something I noticed.
What about you?
fine.
So I liked the trailer. I thought it was a fun little romp into what the DC universe could be like without being too heavy on dark materials and stuff. It doesn't have to be overly serious. It doesn't look like, or at least in this trailer, they didn't really touch on any big overarching plot, though they did show the quote-unquote villain. But, I thought it was fun. It looked entertaining. I would like to know how people, and this is like what I'm excited about, it's like how people live in this universe kind of where Superman is flying around and there's Batman and there's these world destroying weapons happening every once in a while. There's the witch who's trying to make a world destroying weapon, and Wonder Woman is flying. I want to see how regular people kind of interact in this world, and that's a perspective that they might offer us, especially with like the main character's best friend who is clearly into superheroes and superpowers and stuff. I would like to see more of the character dynamic between the two. Maybe there's like a bit of jealousy and a bit of resentment that one of the kids got the powers and not the other one, because this is hopefully I hope it's more about the characters themselves and not about like a plot that eventually connects to the overall universe, which would kind of turn me away from the movie a bit.
And what's good with that, what you said about the guy, the child having, the jealousy.
They didn't show that in the trailer, so if it's in the movie, I'm gonna be happy because
Yeah.
you didn't show
Because they
everything.
didn't show it in the trailer.
And then
Yeah, the trailer, though, like the trailer itself, in terms of me critiquing trailers, because I hate trailers, it was like every other scene was a fade to black, boom, and it, like this within the same scenes, it would just be like boom, 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 and I'd be so irritated. But yeah, I thought it was a cute trailer. I know what I'm getting with this movie, I feel, and I've never really been against it. It does feel like there was a DC animated movie that was basically this.
Yeah, the
Shazam.
tone of this movie is really Spider-Man-esque.
Yeah.
Like, I feel it's very,
Yeah.
like, it's not...
You talking Raimi Spider-Man, or what Spider-Man are you talking?
Homecoming. Kind
Homecoming.
Of. Yeah.
Homecoming
Definitely
Spider-Man?
Homecoming.
Okay.
Yeah. This is definitely Homecoming Spider-Man-esque type
Yeah.
tone of the movie. And
Like,
that's
oh
why
my gosh,
I like
you got
it.
powers? What powers do you have?
Just
That's
not
so cool, you know.
Spider-Man.
I got a little bit of Homecoming Spider-Man, but also Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. In the beginning, before he became Shazam, at least the character of Billy Batson, it felt like if Peter Parker from Andrew Garfield's movie went to that school, they probably would be friends.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting. Like, he gives me a similar vibe, but then I can see more of the Homecoming-esque vibe once he does become Shazam.
I mean, the movie trailer was simple as fuck. It was really good, but I'll watch it.
It was good.
In terms of the
I'm
trailer,
so glad DC's coming from Marvel.
Competition makes us better. Like,
I'm glad DC, well, I'm glad Warner Brothers, for that matter, is allowing these directors to tell the stories that they want to tell.
yeah.
When
and to really
James-
explore them
when-
and not have this map laid out of how
Right.
everything's supposed to be connected.
When James Wan came in, he told them, I'll do Aquaman, but I want to do it the way I want to do it.
Exactly.
And in the past, that's something DC has had issues with. It's mainly been because Warner Brothers was concerned with trying to make that Marvel-esque universe.
Could have it.
And it's not only them. It's been other universes that have tried that, like the Dark Universe with Mummy. Like they've all tried to connect the universes.
Please.
And you really saw WB trying to do that with Justice League. Like
Yeah.
really trying to go for that.
Could not have.
They
any
tried to go
uniform-
for that Marvel-esque personality that didn't work there because Zack Snyder's not that type of director, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But with
Yeah.
Shazam, if you're a Marvel fan and you don't typically watch like DC movies, this is a movie that I can see crossing over to, like, you know, Marvel people.
Yeah,
like I could see
you
Marvel.
don't really have to know much about.
Right. It's not a movie that has only one audience. Like it can
Yeah.
appeal to more people.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the strengths.
Well, when you introduce kids to anything.
Well, that's true. But
Also,
I
I think the thing of coming off and letting the directors do what they want, that's cool. But like when they want to have these big hero collaboration movies, I hope that they remain consistent with their singular movies. That's all I hope for. I mean, I'm all for not connecting everything as well. But like when you want to, or you want to get these big Justice League films out, or you know anything of the sorts, please be consistent with the storyline. You don't want to go snatching new directors for these new versions of this character because this director did something so different in this singular movie.
You mean
like that.
consistent with the characters? Like if you take this character and put him in the Justice League, you want them to be the same character that you saw, or like at least consistent.
I think it would
Which
it
is
would
something-
translate well.
Yeah.
Because if you're using the same person but with two different personalities.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know how the contracts and stuff work as far as that, but if Shazam's going to be in any JLAs or JLs, whatever the fuck, they're going to be in any of them, then you would want the one from this movie. I would think. But that's just for consistency.
It's actually funny you mention that because they've talked about that in terms of there being a possibility that he could show up.
That's beautiful.
And
I'm ready
I'd be
for
okay
it.
with
Why
Those
not?
Justice League movies.
I mean,
and
I
like,
expected that. You know, when you have a universe, you're gonna try to put everybody
Right.
together and for a big happy family reunion.
because Shazam is being produced by New Line instead of Warner Brothers, people were assuming that it was going to be its own thing. But as you see in the trailer, you know, you definitely have those ties to like Batman, Superman.
Yeah.
They've even released some set pictures where Freddy, the best friend, is wearing like an Aquaman t-shirt.
Yeah.
So obviously this is
like
after
Batman
Justice
thing
League.
on
It's in the same, it's in the same universe. I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
There's also a rumor that Henry Cavill is going to make a cameo as Superman because in his contract he had one more appearance, but now he's trying to renew his contract with WB. So people are assuming he used his last appearance to be in Shazam. Which, it would make sense because there was also that animated Shazam Superman movie where they fought against Black Adam.
Yeah,
and not saying they'll...
That's what I was
Yeah.
saying.
Black Adam's not here though because the problem.
Well, I'm saying, not saying Black Adam's going to be in this movie, but we may see Superman for that connection. So I'm excited for it. Like you said, the trailer really was like by the books. You know, it's something you expect. It hit all the tones of a superhero movie, and I think that's the best way to like describe it.
Shazam tailored superhero movie, I should say.
Yeah, Shazam tailored superhero movie, and so I think for what it did, I think it did good. And as a first trailer, honestly, I don't need to see anything else.
I don't want anything else.
I think as a Comic-Con trailer, especially the first half when you got like his origin, it's like you don't need to see anything else in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, as far as trailers go, I think they touched all the points that they hit. Now, what I'm curious about is I wonder how this third act of the movie is going to go. Because I've talked with some friends on Twitter, and, you know, we were mentioning the fact that Black Adam's not in the movie. The villain of this movie is Dr. Sivana, played by Mark Strong, who played Sinestro in the original Green Lantern movie. And he's also in the Kingsman movies. And apparently, he was also approached as a little boy to be Shazam, like a champion, but he was overlooked. I think that's a rumor. I don't know if it's like confirmed or anything, but I could see them playing that out. So now I'm wondering, is he going to be the whole bad guy of the movie, or are they teasing up for something else? Because instead of Black Adam, maybe they could do the 7 Deadly Sins.
Now that
as
would
a
be
villain.
interesting as a trailer for them to obscure that. I would
Right.
really like that, yeah.
And also,
Second
the only
trailer.
reason why I mention that is because apparently they also casted older versions of the other foster kids in the family.
Oh.
Because they're part of the Marvel family. Like, they also have counterparts. And so, if those counterparts are casted, are you using them for, like, a third act? And if you are,
Yeah.
it can't just be Savannah. I mean, it can be, but I think they would probably give us a little bit more because we don't have Black Adam yet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm thinking. So this trailer didn't give me a sense that that's what they're probably going to do in the third act, but we don't know what's going to happen. It could surprise me. All in all, I'm excited to see what will happen. I think it was a really good trailer, but I don't need to see anything else.
Yeah.
I'm good now. Like, it gave me what I needed to see for the movie.
When does it come out?
April 5th
Okay.
of next year.
Yeah, I don't need to see anyone. Like,
in July.
they're probably gonna drop another trailer.
Well, they're definitely going to drop another
toward,
trailer.
like-
Probably by Aquaman time.
Yeah, it'll come out before. It'll be the trailer that they play before the movie.
And plus, they probably wanted to do it now because they're not going to have another San Diego Comic-Con before their movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like if your movie is going to be in the first half of the year before Comic-Con, you need to use that previous Comic-Con to at least give it something, you know?
Yeah.
So that's my opinion on it. I'm really excited for it. So that was Shazam. And then the last thing that we should probably hit is Aquaman. So we also have an Aquaman trailer to watch. So we'll probably watch that, and then we'll see what else we can get into.
Wow.
What'd you think?
Wow.
We just got back from the Aquaman trailer, so what'd you think, guys?
Okay.
2 hours. I know. 20 minutes minimum for this movie.
I was thinking 240.
Damn.
Ooh,
that's brushing up.
They've been comparing it to Lord of the Rings, and so I'm
Oh.
like, if you're really trying to go there,
It looks very much like they put a lot.
It's very big. Like,
Yeah.
What I really like is they have a style that's not as
traditional.
I don't want to say dark, but yeah, dark as the
It's
rest
not
of the
dark.
DC
It's like it's dark, but it's light.
Yeah.
Light dark, gray.
No, like, this looks really fun. They got the neon colors. They could have gone for a very toned down, kind of somewhat somber looking Atlantis or whatever, but this looked very bright and colorful and fun.
Yeah.
And it looked exciting, and it looked like what people thought maybe Suicide Squad was going to look like in terms of the neon colors and the bright, exciting stuff. So, yeah, it looks like they're owning a genre of action and adventure that doesn't necessarily have to be bogged down by kind of gloomy situations.
Right. And they're like sizing it up. This is the sea. This is Aquaman. So the scene where he was swimming down and you got the side view of this ocean, all the fish are swimming with him.
Yeah.
Going down. That was cool. It was just big.
fun.
It was large. It was just great. Mara. my girl Mara, please come over and sit down on my lap. We have something to discuss. You are fire! Not like Starfire, but you are fire! No shade. But no, this was really DC, I'm telling you, please. We've been waiting for a very long time. 18 movies, actually.
I will say, for a time, when they were filming this, and when everybody figured they were going to start marketing, the last thing they really put out for this movie, before Comic-Con weekend and the week leading up to it, was a post from James Wan, saying Happy New Year. And he had a photo of, like, I forgot what the photo looked like by now, because it's been so long ago, but he was like, Happy New Year. And it was a photo of, like, some props from Aquaman. And that was like 6 months ago. This is literally the first anything of a marketing campaign from Aquaman. And do you see how it makes sense? Like the way I see it, a lot of people have been saying, we haven't gotten anything from Aquaman. We don't know what the movie looks like. James Wan told everybody. Yeah. He told everybody he didn't want to release anything until he knew the visuals were good. Right? Yeah. But now, think about it. We had Black Panther. We had Infinity War. We had Ant-Man and the Wasp. Well, we're not getting another comic book movie live action till Venom. But even Venom, like, it's not on the same scale as like the other movies. Yeah. And so we're really not getting another same scale comic book movie till like Aquaman. And so now they have these next 6 months to push a very strong marketing campaign for this movie. Because you remember when we were talking earlier, Mission Impossible, we feel like we saw the same trailer like 7-8 different times. and that's because their marketing campaign started so early. I feel like DC's doing the same thing that they did with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's marketing campaign wasn't like a year. It was like a few months. But it worked out for the movie because the movie made like $821 million plus. Yeah. You know? And so now that Aquaman has July to December to really promote this movie, I feel like it's going to work out in the sense of it's still going to be on people's minds. Yeah. But now they're able to ramp up the marketing and actually, whet our appetite. Don't give us the whole movie, but give us enough where it's still fresh in our mind.
I say we'll probably get one more full-length trailer.
I don't think we'll get one more. I think it's like maybe 2 more.
I'd take 1. That was a lot.
That was a lot. But see, that was the Comic-Con release. So, of course, Comic-Con, it's going to be a lot.
Usually it's like a short teaser, then a long trailer, then a shorter trailer, and then they chop those up to be TV commercials. Yeah. Like they chop up different...
Well, knowing James Wan, maybe we will get 1 more. And maybe that one will drop around
because usually the sweet spot is 2 or 3 trailers, but more so on the 2 side. Like they do 1 teaser, 2 full-length trailers. One far away, 1 closer to the movie.
Well, I know from Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman technically had 4 trailers. Because she had that Comic-Con trailer, and then she had another trailer. I forgot which one that was. And then she had an Origins trailer that kind of told her childhood backstory. And then there was one more trailer that was like, okay, this is the last trailer before the movie. Are you ready for it? Yeah. Aquaman may be different. I'm just saying that was a pattern. Yeah, that was a pattern I saw with DC, and plus Justice League got like 3 trailers. I think, but maybe they will just do 1 trailer.
No, I remember going back to when he was first talking about his goals for the Aquaman films and how he's more progressive. I don't think he used the word biker type. Yeah. Did he use that word? Well, if he used it,
no. It wasn't biker.
Yeah, it wasn't biker. But he was going more for that type of edgy, surfer dude type. Yeah. He was saying a lot of surfer shit in the movie. Now, I'm thinking like the whole movie is going to be themed like that. I'm like, ew. Yeah. But it's just him. And that's all right. Yeah. Because he's not even with all this fish shit until he realized his brother and he sees the waves. He's like, what the fuck? So now he's about to be about it. And I get that. But when I heard biker, I just envisioned something completely different. But I get what he meant now. And it works. Yeah. So I like that he's still witty old Aquaman because that's how he is in the comics, and he's really like make a lot of jokes, square up. Like he's that type of guy. He's like, square up, what's good, son? you wanna tussle? Stuff like that. And that's definitely true. And good old Daenerys husband is doing it
Daenerys
husband.
He is doing it over here, and I'm loving it. Again, Mara.
Serve more.
Amber Heard looked great.
Serve more face.
I really like the approach that they're taking. It's not like they're saying, "Oh, you need to take Aquaman seriously, so we're gonna make this a serious movie where it's gonna be more realistic."
Oh yeah, you gonna take him seriously.
And this is like we're gonna give you an adventure with Aquaman, and you're gonna want to spend time with Aquaman. You're not gonna be like, oh, I like fear and respect him. You're gonna be like, this is like a cool superhero that is powerful and strong, and he has his own rights to be a superhero.
I'm gonna take y'all back. I'm feeling very vibey of Shark Boy and Lava Girl from this movie.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a good thing.
Okay.
That's a good thing?
It is. Yes.
That's a good thing.
Because
Shark Boy and Lava Girl was fun.
That was 2005.
Why?
We went.
Why you stutter like that?
My eyes glossed over for a bit. I was like,
who's out? The graphics?
Really feeling the vibes from Shark Boy and Lava Girl, just the fun, fiery hair. But
that's one of the things I appreciate from DC. Like, this movie feels like its own thing, but that's because before WB got into this whole Justice League debacle, they were starting out and they said they wanted their movies to feel director driven, and you definitely feel that. And especially when Zack Snyder was doing Justice League and he was introducing all these characters, he said he didn't want to take over any potential directors that were doing these characters next. He wanted to leave enough room so that, once James Wan took Aquaman, once the Flash directors took the Flash, they were still able to have a basis, but build on top of that and make it, their own character.
That's what they're doing.
That's why when you got Wonder Woman in BVS, everybody said she was a great part of BVS, and then you get Patty Jenkins' portrayal of Diana, and it's like,
only good part of BVS.
We're not going there.
We're not talking about BVS.
Because that's a whole nother podcast.
That's a whole other 4 hours.
We probably said about 7 different episodes in this one episode.
Honestly. But like I'm saying, like, Patty Jenkins was able to take Diana and, morph her into a character that everybody loves now.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the same situation with James Wan. He has Aquaman, and he's taken the parts of Aquaman that we've seen in Justice League. Not saying that they're gone, but he's taking it. It's almost like clay. He's still shaping it so that it can become.
I thought you meant Clay from 13 Reasons.
Another podcast.
I made a face. I was like, what?
No, I'm talking like actual clay that you form,
that you mold.
He's taking what Zack Snyder started with, and he's shaping it so that he's able to build upon that character.
And you're a good director when you can do that.
Yeah,
you're good when you have enough creativity to be able to step out of the norm, or trying to play it safe, or doing some wacky M. Night Shyamalan crap with this source material. I think it's good what they're doing. I'm really excited for these movies.
The reason why I'm really excited for Aquaman is because it feels like an event movie. Like, the trailer, it feels like you're going to go to so many different places. And they said a lot of the stuff that you're getting, of course you're going to be underwater, but then you're going to go to different places with Mera and Arthur. And James Wan was saying, it feels like Lord of the Rings, but it also feels like Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like, you're going to get so many different genres within this movie, but along with that, you're going to get so many different characters that have their own motivations. Like with Arthur, honestly, I feel like this is his movie where he's going to be able to explore who he is, but also he's going to be able to accept who he is. And I think there's a difference between exploring who you are and finally accepting who you are. And I think that they're finally going to approach that in a good way. Yeah. And then with Mera, in recent set visits, they've talked about how she doesn't like the surface world. Her mindset is they trash the planet and they don't really want to do anything to save it. But in this movie, she has to realize, there is good in the surface world, and I have to help bridge that gap. And to me, that kind of reminds me of Wonder Woman, because she went into man's world thinking, there's still good in this world, even though there's Ares, even though men can be dark, they're able to change.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like they're continuing with that theme in Aquaman, at least on that front. But I just like the themes. I like the familiar themes. I like themes of belonging, but also just themes of like family acceptance, understanding who you are, you
responsibility. Like, it's his responsibility to stop this war because he has that heritage, you know.
Exactly.
Like, you're the only one who could stop it, so you're responsible for it. He could just say, no, I don't want to do that. That's y'all underwater world shit, you know.
Right.
What if there's going to be a responsibility film to rival Spider-Man 2?
I don't know. But yeah, that's just one of the things I'm really excited for in terms of Aquaman. When I came into this year in 2018, I started out, I said, you know what? I'm going to write up a list of all the comic book movies that I'm most anticipating. And Aquaman is definitely on that list, but when I started writing out that list, at the beginning, I had said it's Avengers Infinity War, and then I'm anticipating Black Panther, and then I'm anticipating Aquaman, and then Ant-Man and the Wasp, Deadpool 2, and then Venom, because New Mutants and X-Men Dark Phoenix were pushed back like twice. But now I'm thinking, I'm like, maybe, honestly, I feel like Aquaman might be my favorite comic book movie of this year. Or at least it might tie with Black Panther. Because Black Panther still has, like, it's things in Black Panther that I appreciate that it gave us.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited to see what else is going to happen with this movie. I think DC is going to have a really good time. Between Aquaman, SHAZAM, and Wonder Woman 84, I feel like DC is going to have a pretty good batting average. I want to say all three movies are going to exceed a lot of people's expectations. Of course, Wonder Woman, the first one, did great, so I have no...
You mean of this year? I think Aquaman.
No, I mean, like, just DC in general. Like, this year...
Oh, your favorite DC movie?
Well, no, just the next DC movies.
Oh, okay. I was saying which one you think is going to be your favorite this year. What would be your favorite superhero film
of this
year?
year?
We got to wait for them to... We can do an episode on that.
No, we can... I mean...
I think it might be Aquaman from what I just watched.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying Aquaman wasn't my most anticipated, but I think at the end of the year, it could be my favorite. Or it could be tied with Black Panther.
I see. I'm just gonna
judge
honestly, them all when they all come out and all.
Yeah. Honestly, I could see it being my favorite over Black Panther, just because of the scale and the scope of it. But we'll have to see once it comes out.
Yeah,
so I'm excited to see it.
I'm ready for all these movies. To be honest, there's so much.
I mean, it's
Honestly,
a lot. It's
really
animated
is.
and movies.
It's a lot.
Ooh, child.
The podcast.
we got material for days. We got
live.
material with
Do
stuff
this.
that's
Game
already
of
been
Thrones
out.
next year.
Oh,
There's
my
a lot to
God.
worry about.
As a quick wrap up, do y'all want to talk about things that we could touch on in the future?
Star
just listed
Wars,
them.
Game
I mean,
of
we listed them,
Thrones.
but more. Like, I know we're probably going to want to do the American Horror Story season. The only reason why we want to do it is because
episodic,
of Coven and Murder House.
Quick little
That's
5
honestly
piece,
the
Episode
crossover.
a
reviews.
little bit of reads, you know, read these characters. Stuff
What's
like
another
that.
thing?
We still have
I wonder if they're
trash
gonna bring
talk, but I
back
gotta try.
any of them.
Any of what?
I know
The
a lot of
characters?
them died though.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Like almost all of them.
Let's
Never
just
mind.
bring a new
Dang,
whole
I didn't
cast.
think about that.
Yeah,
I thought they were bringing back all the characters.
No.
Nah, they died.
What if this
I
was-
wish they would
what
bring
if this
back
was
my
an alternate
Lang,
universe?
Jessica Lange.
Where they had all the characters in there.
I mean, Sarah
But no, they
Paulson.
wouldn't do
No,
that.
that'd
They
be
wouldn't do
annoying.
that.
Anyway, yeah, that's something
we can
talk about.
We can talk about that. We can definitely do TV reviews. I know
reviews.
Game of Thrones is going to be the biggest one.
a while, but it's gonna be a while till it comes out. But anyway, you know, these are all big pop culture things that you're gonna be hearing about on the news.
Yeah,
every
just
day.
anything nerdy related, comic books, TV shows, and stuff like that. We're very wide range, all of us. Yeah.
I mean,
Thanks for the burp.
even with music, like
Yeah, we can do a little music, little numbers or whatever.
we can
Y'all
talk-
should
familiar
listen
with
to the
music. I'm
song.
still listening to the same music I've been listening to since high school.
I mean, yeah.
but yeah.
We're definitely the only person that I really think we're gonna be talking about music wise is Nicki Minaj.
Or maybe not talk about.
Probably.
It depends on what's happening in August.
Anyway,
Yikes! That's 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now.
Jesus.
Do I
But
get
we
do I
got
get paid on that day? Ooh.
we got a whole bunch of material to talk about.
We do, but thank you all for listening.
Of course, yeah. Thanks. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
it's been great. We hope to see you guys again. It's gonna be amazing, and yeah, I'm gonna really brush up on my comicness
I'm not.
because
Keeping it real.
Don't
Because,
do
you
that.
know-
you gotta give them hope.
you know, I gotta like, cause it's all integrity to me, and there's nothing worse than doing a podcast like this and having somebody in the comments school the fuck out of you in a very rude way.
Let them school me.
They're gonna get schooled back. Don't get me wrong, but
they better start their
I
own
got you,
podcast.
because
We're
I
gonna
am
have
the
podcast
bomb at
wars,
life.
collaborations.
But no, I'm ready for this. This podcast is gonna be lit, and it'll be cool if you all stuck around with us for some nice, candid reviews. You know what I mean? Is that a catchphrase? Did
What?
anybody catch that? Did that sound cool? You know what I mean?
We didn't really even talk
We
about
didn't talk about
why...
anything. Y'all don't even know my name. We haven't said any
I
name,
mean,
boss.
you said your name.
Molly Mall, or just Mall, or
It's-
Big M.
Signing off.
Signing
Well,
off.
did we even talk about why we called it NerdSpice?
No, we did not.
We just said, hey, we're NerdSpice.
Well,
You know,
deal
it's a
with it.
name.
If people ask us, then we'll answer. But for now, it's just NerdSpice. If you have a problem with it, ask. Ooh, shit.
All that to say, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We're definitely going to break this up.
Episode.
If there was anything that we missed or you want to fact check us, go ahead and do it in the comments. But be respectful if you don't want to get
Or,
read.
yeah,
If
leave
there's
it,
anything you
leave
want us
it-
to talk about,
leave it in the comments.
keep it peaceful.
We also accept questions. If you have any questions, you can
Follow us on
definitely
Twitter.
put in the comments. We would love to hear from you guys.
Questions, if
Add
you have
me
suggestions.
on the games if you want to play games.
But yeah, if you wanted to reach out to us on Twitter, I am at SayaJ_Andre.
I am at Opimi1. That's OPIMI1.
Molly Mall at NerdSpice Pod.
All right, and we
Yeah.
will see you guys in the next one.
Sign you off.